Hey everyone, welcome to There's Nobody Here Named Josh, the podcast where we are true to the name that there's nobody here currently named Josh. My name is Kevin, and I'm joined by Will. This is Will.
Hello.
Normally we would be here with Aaron, but Aaron's out on a camping trip right now, which is a good segue to what we're going to do later on, what we're going to talk about later on. So Aaron's out on a camping trip, so it's just Will and I today. And normally we would have a topic about this. We were going to plan on a topic like comic books or whatever. And we're still going to talk about comic books, but I think that this episode is going to be one of those shoot the shit episodes.
I think that's a good idea, honestly.
You know?
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those shoot the shit episodes where we're going to talk about many things, about, things that you did during the week. And we'll talk about comic books, but we'll do our normal shit. But so Will, it's just one of those weekends, man. Just one of those weekends where you're going out. So we're recording this earlier than what we normally do.
Yeah, right now it is 2:00, and normally we record at like 8. So we're about 6 hours early. But yeah, I need to get to bed early because I need to wake up at 5 a.m.
Oh, Muffin! I'm up at like 4:30 every morning, man. Monday to Friday, even Saturday and Sunday sometimes.
Man, it's almost like you have a job that requires you to do so.
Oh my goodness, yeah. But no, I don't have to get up at 4:30 in the morning for my job. My job doesn't start until 7. But Mike comes and gets me at 6 o'clock in the morning because his shift starts at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I technically do 6 to 3 every day, but my shift technically starts at 7.
Then why do you wake up at 4:30?
Because I train, man. I get up and I get up and I lift weights and I pump iron, and I have to eat like 7 or 8 times a day.
That's true, and like there's like those weird small bursts of.
Yeah, like I eat like 7 or 8 times a day, and because of my surgery that I had, I have a very small stomach, so I can't fit a lot of food in there, and because I'm like 6 feet tall and like 245 pounds, I have to eat a lot to keep my body going. And because I can't eat in one big sitting like I normally used to when I was like 500 pounds, I just can't do that anymore. So I have to eat multiple times a day.
You know that show on, I think it's like TSC, not TSC, that's a store.
My 500-pound life?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that all the time when people ask me about what I used to look like. I'm not afraid to post a picture of what I used to look like, right? Like I'll post it. Maybe I'll give it to our producer because he does all our social media stuff. Maybe I'll post it out there about a picture of what I used to look like. I used to get it a lot because at my max weight, I was like 530 pounds. I was big, but I was like 6 foot something, and I'm still active, but like I would just sit and eat. And I didn't look 530 pounds, but I was at my max. And I had this big, long, ginger Viking beard. It was gross, actually.
The Viking beard? The Viking beard.
The Viking beard. Yes, we're Transylvanian now.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And
what have you.
And it's just... I get that a lot. The moment I tell someone I was 500 pounds, they're like, oh man, you know that show on TV, that My 500-Pound Life? Yeah, well, that's different. That's different from what...
that show is not entirely accurate as well. Because those people are like 600 to 800 pounds as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so, it's not completely accurate.
But, I mean, my thing was going to be like the recovery journey. Like after whatever surgery that the people may have done, that was what I was thinking.
Well, the recovery of that is different from person to person, right?
Well, yeah.
It's different from person to person. Like I had my surgery 2 years ago, right? 2 years ago, I had my surgery, and
that really isn't that long ago. Wow.
No, it's not.
So I just missed the old Kev.
Yep, I had my surgery February 2018. February 4th, 2018. And
wow.
Yeah, February 4th, 2018. And I started work at On TV in April. April? Yeah, April of 2018.
And I started there in June.
Yeah. So, and
Same
by the
year.
time April came around, February, March, April, I had already dropped like 150 pounds.
Yeah, I remember you telling me a little bit about that. And that was, like, it's still kind of like hard to believe.
Yeah.
I have no frame of reference of what you used to look like. At the time, I had no frame of reference of what you used to look like. I was like, no, there's no way.
Yeah, I know. If you didn't know me, then you wouldn't know. But I've showed you pictures.
Yeah, and you showed me the green screen.
Yeah, the green screen, which I never actually got around to doing.
Oh,
never actually got around to doing that. But because work happens and life happens. But to give the listeners a little context, I'm a big Doctor Who fan. Which one of these podcasts will be about Doctor Who?
Yes,
and it's good stuff and bad stuff. But I'm a big Doctor Who fan, so I wanted to do a regeneration video. So this regeneration, because I felt like I was regenerating from going to a very unhealthy state to a healthy state. So I wanted to do a regeneration video. So the day before, or 2 days, I forget what it is, 2 days before my surgery, I went over to a friend of mine's house who has a big green screen in his house. And I recorded myself in a big blue shirt, my favorite blue shirt that I would wear all the time, that would hide all the fat underneath. So I didn't look 500 pounds because I wore this shirt and I stood up straight and I made my posture good so I didn't look that big. So I wore that shirt in front of the green screen. And I recorded myself with my arms out, my head up and the whole 9 yards, the thing that Doctor Who does when he regenerates. Now she regenerates, and did that with the full intention on after I had lost a significant amount of weight to put that shirt back on and go to the green screen and resume that posture and then edit something together to make it look like I went from a 500-pound man down to a 200-pound man in magic of mix and editing. So that's what my intention was going to do.
Regeneration must take up a lot of calories.
Oh, like you wouldn't believe. Oh,
all that energy literally bleeding off of you.
You know what I mean? Like I look at it as kind of like a regeneration thing. I kind of look at it like a regeneration thing. If people knew who I was, like people who are listening to this, like I know, my wife Amanda will listen to this, and she saw me at my max, and she understands that going from a big guy like that down to a smaller guy does take a lot of energy. That's why I'm up. That's why I'm up at 4:30 every morning. And by the time I get to work, because I have to eat every few hours, right?
Yeah.
So this is my morning schedule. 4:00, I'm normally waking up. I'm out of bed by about 4:15. I try to wake myself up by about 4:20. And
is it?
Yeah, no, I only do that. I only do that stuff on weekends because I can't have my mind like that. But
you said 4:20, so. I
did say 4:20, so you did open it up. That's
the weed number.
And by 4:20, by 4:30, I'm normally lifting weights. I do 30 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes of weight, and by 5:00, I'm in the shower and getting ready for the day. By 5:30, I've already made and likely eaten my first meal of the day. And then I just sit and chill and wait until Mike shows up at 6. And then I do my work.
Sounds like a relatively eventful morning.
I have
Wakes
to.
You up.
I have to, because that kind of a thing doesn't. I won't let that man come back. I won't let that man come back. I won't.
That is dedication.
That is
100% dedication.
And I have
whole this takes on mental health as well.
Oh man.
You're a fighter, my dude.
Well, you know what? I have to say that I'd had no physical side effects of the surgery, right?
Which is pretty lucky, I would think.
I had no physical side effects. Emphasis on the word physical.
Yeah.
Because I did have a few mental side effects about this surgery. And we won't go into it because that's the past, but I had a few mental side effects of this surgery, but that's then, and this is now. I'm over it. It's all good. And but yeah, so that's why I bugged you about waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, because you have to go on a fishing trip. Try waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning so you can go and curl like 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds on your arm and lift 80 pounds above your head 10 times before even going to work in the morning.
I have actually considered sticking to waking up at like 5 in the morning and just going on like an hour, maybe like a jog.
Oh man, you should
a brisk walk.
You should get pumped. Get jacked.
You know what? I actually did lift some heavy things and put them down today.
Did you lift heavy things and put them multiple times or just once?
A multitude of times.
A multitude of like what kind of heavy things?
Well, there's a generator.
Okay, that's heavy.
Yeah,
that's heavy.
Was.
That's heavy.
There was an entire bed.
All by yourself. You lifted an entire bed by yourself.
Well, I mean, in pieces.
It's still.
Yeah.
Mattresses aren't light things.
No, like my grandfather was with me, and we both had to we were loading the truck.
How old's your grandfather?
Oh Christ, like 68.
And how old are you? 19?
Yeah.
You couldn't lift the mattress by yourself?
Well, a mattress is really awkward to handle, and we had to bring it through a door that wouldn't really, like it's,
Really? All I hear is excuses.
Well, it would look.
It's okay, dude. It's okay.
There was a lot of weird, awkward turns that had to be made.
That's okay. Mattresses are flexible, man. It's not a box spring. Box springs are sturdy and rigid. Mattresses are flexible.
True. That's very true.
I mean, you can bend a mattress. You can't bend a box spring. I can understand with the box spring, but
I don't think we would have had space to bend the mattress in the truck. We're bringing a whole bed up north for my aunt.
Oh. And this will be the first podcast in a little bit in the last 2 weeks that we won't have an incident from my brother.
Oh,
yeah, because the first incident about his dog a couple weeks ago. And
I remember. The second
incident was here last week when he just came in and just wanted to give me the finger for some strange reason.
He just wanted to let you know that fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
Every now and then,
Every now and then you have to do that.
Yeah.
This time around, he won't be here because he's not here. He's actually out at our camp.
Do you think he's going to call you about camp?
No, not at all. And even if he does, my phone is on silent.
I actually threw my phone into Do Not Disturb for the recording.
Yeah, my phone's on silent. I can't have my phone on Do Not Disturb because in case my daughter tries to get a hold of me. But I can't do that. But you know what? That's enough about me. Let's talk about something different. Let's talk about you.
Let's talk about me. What do you want to?
Let's talk about you. What
do you? What do you? Fishing trip.
Fishing.
Yeah.
God, I haven't been fishing in years.
It's been like maybe 3 years since I actually went fishing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So my grandfather and I, we used to go up north every year, to a lake about like 8 or 9 hours up north.
Wow, that's pretty far.
It's a distance.
Yeah, just a bit.
It takes at least 12 kilometers, I would say.
Okay.
At least 12.
At least 12. Maybe 13. Maybe.
Well,
11.
if you want to get crazy,
maybe at 11, but likely 12.
Yeah, it's at least So, about like 2 or 3 years ago, my uncle sold his cabin. So we haven't really been, we haven't gone up because we don't have a place to stay. But my grandfather used to work at the paper mill up in Kapuskasing.
Don't confuse people, man. remember, we got listeners from all over the world, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
all over the world. So
the Aeneas.
So the Aeneas, that's right. So don't confuse people by capuscusing. Like, no, it's called
capuscusing. Yeah, it's capuscasing.
Capuscasing.
Yeah,
which
so
they're probably pretty confused as it is.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised anyone knows that this place exists, honestly.
Okay, continue.
But yeah, so we go up north, go through, we sometimes we'll pop into Cap to, like, you know, for a little bit of Timmy's, or we'll do that in Hearst, and we'll head into the dirt road where you lose all reception. And well, this time around we're gonna have to go to my other uncle's place to leave the truck there, and we're gonna go over from one lake to another connecting lake that has a cabin on a little island.
That's it?
Yeah.
That was your whole story?
Pretty much. I haven't done it yet.
That was it? Like you don't know what you're doing out there? Are you just gonna go and just...
We're gonna fish.
You're gonna fish, like, for hours and hours and hours? Like, are you gonna...
Yeah, 100%, dude. Freaking most of the... Like, we're gonna spend 8 hours at least every day just out on the boat.
Like, if you have to take a piss, you're just gonna piss over the side? That kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
It's what we do. It's what we gotta do.
It's what you gotta do, man.
We're not bringing a lot of food up, so we're relying on fish.
Well, what happens if you don't catch any fish? You'll all starve and die, and you'll just, you know...
Well, I mean, we are bringing some food up.
You'll
obviously.
Just be bodies in the woods.
Not even in the woods, just on an island in the middle of the lake.
Hey, well...
we're going to bring some burgers, some chicken, just in case we don't, get any fish for the first little bit, or enough fish.
Okay. Well, I was going to be like, hey, I could write a horror movie about you, the island the island lake bodies.
Oh, ooh, I like this.
Ooh.
Actually, I am bringing my camera up, and I'm gonna try to record some sort of video.
Are you going to do it like Blair Witch style?
What's not... You say Blair Witch, I actually have that DVD right in front of me.
Do you?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just chilling. Yeah. It's not going to be like a found footage Blair Witch like story thing. It's just going to be like an attempt at a cinematic sort of adventure looking thing.
That sounds like a fun time.
Yeah. It would be kind of like a video journal if I were doing that, but I'm not. So it's not. It's not the thing that it's not. That's for sure.
It's not the thing that it's not. I'm glad that it's not the thing that it's not, and it is the thing that it is.
Hey, man.
Because if it was the thing that it's not, then it wouldn't be the thing that it is.
But it would also be the thing that it's not that it isn't.
Hashtag deep.
Right there, we solved the world.
We did. We didn't solve the world, but no. we did solve the world. We did, but we didn't.
Hashtag deep.
Hashtag deep.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so this episode was supposed to be about comic books.
Yes. Should we get into the comic books part about 20 minutes in?
20 minutes in. This should have been about comic books, but I'm going to be bluntly honest with you. I didn't have time to read much of the comic books. Like, I posted on my Instagram the other day, and that the 3 comic books that I was going to read. I have 3 comic books in my possession.
Oh, is that the Spider-Man thing?
No, that was actually Adam that posted that.
Oh.
Yeah, because Adam, our producer, was supposed to be here with us today. Because Aaron wasn't supposed to be here. Adam was supposed to be here today.
Adam.
But he's out and about. Adam's the big comic book guy. Okay, he's the big comic book guy. He literally has the biggest collection of comic books I have ever seen. And I've never personally seen it. But every time...
You've seen like pictures or...
I've seen pictures, and I've seen how many boxes he's had and things like that. Adam's a big Comic-Con man. He goes to every fan expo and Toronto Comic-Con that there ever was. With the exception of this year because of all the beer that's flowing around. Too
much beer, man.
Too much beer. All that stuff has been canceled, and his comic book collecting days have minimized due to all this stuff that's going on. But He literally has the biggest collection of comic books I have ever seen. And so because we were going to do comics, I was inviting him here, but he's out and about doing stuff right now. So
doing adult things, adulting.
He's adulting.
Man, that's the worst.
Yeah, I know. You try to have children. Like I have 2 kids.
I don't want to.
Yeah, well, don't do that yet.
I don't want to.
You're only 19, so don't even think about that yet.
Look, all right. Here's my whole view on children. Right?
Okay.
I already have to wipe my own ass. I don't want to wipe a child's.
Hey man. Eventually, that'll change. You'll meet the right girl, or you'll meet the right guy. You meet the right. Okay, hold on. Let me reverse that. You'll meet the right partner, and
there you go.
You'll meet the right partner regardless of whatever, and you'll either adopt or you'll have your own or both, and that'll change. Trust me, man. I was 19 years old. I was with my wife. It
might change. We can't say for sure.
I was with my wife at the age of 19. We met at the age of 17. When I was 17, she had just turned 18 or about to turn 18. But I was 17 years old, and I told her for years I didn't want kids, and now I have 2. So, trust me, that'll change.
It might change.
But yeah, Adam's out there doing all that sort of stuff. So I was going to invite him here. We were going to talk about comic books and things like that because he's the big comic book guy. Because he's not here, and I don't. Surprise! I don't read a lot of comic books. But the comic books that I have in my possession, one is a He-Man and Thundercat team up.
Oh my god!
Like a collaboration, He-Man and Thundercats. They all team up. Whatever.
You know what the best thing ever is?
What?
For the road, I have like a portable DVD player with like a little screen on it. And my mom got me the complete collection of He-Man DVD.
Your mom's the best.
I needed you to know this.
Your mom's the best.
I know.
Your mom's the best. She should come on this podcast.
I don't think she will.
She's my age, so she would know all this stuff, though.
I thought you were about to say she's my age, so she will come on the podcast.
No, she'll know this stuff. She'll know what we're talking about. She would actually. Yeah. She's the one who introduced you to Thundercats. I should just go shake her hand for that.
Well, you can't with all the beer everywhere.
Yeah, well, we'll do a beer shake.
Beer shake.
When I said beer shake, I instantly thought of like this mug of beer with like vanilla ice cream in it.
Oh, I thought of like a milkshake beer.
Gross.
Yeah.
I don't even drink beer. I don't even drink beer. That's gross.
I drink beer. I love beer.
I don't. I used to drink root beer, but
I love the horrible, bitter taste of beer.
I used to drink root beer, but that's what got me up to 500 pounds. But we won't go there. Yeah,
too much root beer.
Too much root beer. And so the comic book, the one comic book that I did read a lot when I was a kid. I'm gonna start. I'm taking over. I'm starting.
All right, do it.
With comic book. The one comic book that I did read a lot when I was a kid, and this was like back in like 92, 93, 94, somewhere around in there. And it was the death of Superman.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, the death of Superman. Again, we've mentioned in previous podcasts that I'm a big Superman fan. Right? I've been a fan of Superman since I knew what Superman was. I've always wanted to be Superman, and like every other kid in the world that has an obsession with Superman, but
I didn't even have an obsession with Superman, and I wanted to be Superman.
Exactly. Everybody wants to have superpowers, right? They see it all over. They all see it all over TV. So it literally tugged my heartstrings when I read the Death of Superman comic book. It literally made me cry. I'm not afraid to tell you this. Like 92, 93, I was like 12, 13 years old, maybe a little younger, and I was like, wow, you just killed my idol. You killed my superhero, right? My mom.
His whole thing, like, he can't die. Or is invulnerable.
Superman is not invincible. He never was.
He's invulnerable.
But he never was.
to things like bullets.
He's invulnerable to things like bullets and things like that. He can go really fast and punches and things like that. But
he's a zoom.
But there are things that can kill him. Kryptonite, for one.
Yep.
Kryptonite, for one. And the
sure if he were to literally fly into the sun, then he would die. No,
he wouldn't. No. I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Oh, sure.
Kryptonite and the multiple forms of kryptonite. There are different colors of kryptonite, and they all do different things.
Ooh.
And magic.
Okay, magic. Well, once you bring magic into it.
Magic. Yeah, so anything magical. You know what I mean? Like not superhero heroics. You know what I mean? Like not superpowers, but magic. Like,
so what you're saying is I could get like Taco from the Adventure Zone, and he could magic missile Superman, and
magic missile wouldn't kill Superman, but it would damage Superman. Yes, it's magic. Magic,
like a level 9 magic missile.
You know, so but that kind of thing. So but the third thing that isn't really known to a lot of people who go Superman. Superman is pretty much just a walking solar battery.
What?
That's where Superman gets his powers from. The sun. The yellow sun.
Oh my god, that's right.
The yellow sun, right? The yellow sun of Earth is what gives Superman his powers.
Because it's like a different sort of like radiation.
On Krypton, he's just a normal guy. If Krypton was still around and he was at Krypton, he would just be a normal guy. But
I forgot about that.
Here on Earth, he got his powers from the sun. So essentially, Superman was just a big walking solar battery.
Do you think if we were on Krypton, we would have superpowers?
That's I don't know. I don't think that's ever been done. It might have been done. I haven't followed Superman comic books in quite some time.
I should look into that at some point.
You should look into that. But yeah, so essentially what killed Superman, quote unquote.
Spoilers.
Yeah. What killed Superman, quote unquote, was Doomsday, obviously. Right? That big hulking beast, Doomsday. Which we'll put a picture up of Doomsday on the socials to make to give people, if you don't know what Doomsday looks like by now, but we'll put that up there. And so Doomsday just wore his battery out.
Damn.
That essentially just what it was. Like, Superman used all his strength, all his power, all his energy into defeating Doomsday to make sure Doomsday went down. But that's pretty much all what killed Superman, is that he just wore his battery out. That's it. That's what killed him. But that's what, when I was a kid, that was the comic book that really got me, was the death of Superman. And I owned them all. I owned all of them. It was divided into 3 story arcs. I think it was Doomsday was the first story arc, Funeral for a Friend, and then Reign of Superman, which means Doomsday was the one he died in. Funeral for a Friend was the story arc that had his funeral and his burial.
Right.
And Reign of Superman was the arc where the imposter Superman came around.
Oh, was that like the Bizarro dude or whatever?
No, Bizarro was later. Bizarro was earlier, and later. But there was like Cyborg Superman, which was a cyborg that looked like Superman, but it wasn't Superman. It's just a big, just a big thing.
It's the whole thing.
Yeah. And it's just 1 second here. My brain just went numb.
Brain fart.
I just had a brain fart.
Nice. That's what you need.
Yeah. So the Cyborg Superman was this guy who found Superman's birthing matrix, and he died, and I guess he made himself a cyborg body and things like that. And it's just a long thing. And then Steel, so he would, going back to Cyborg Superman, he would look like Superman. You know, he would have Kryptonian stuff like Superman, and just that's what Cyborg Superman is. Then Steel is this big guy who is wearing a steel suit that looks like Superman, like the Man of Steel.
And so I guess that's where that comes from.
Yeah, and then there was the Eradicator, which was I like some sort of alien thing that was trapped in the Fortress of Solitude.
That is a dope name.
The Eradicator?
Yeah, I love that.
It is. It's just, and it's just, you know, that's the three Superman. Oh, and then there was Superboy.
Superboy.
Yeah, the clone. Superman was cloned, and it was a young Superboy. So there was Superboy, there was Cyborg Superman, there was Steel, and the Eradicator. The Eradicator was the one that essentially brought Superman back to life.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, because the Eradicator took Superman's body from the crypt and essentially used it as a solar battery. So he just put him in this little capsule thing and pointed him towards the sun, and the sun just kept beating on him and beating on him and beating on him and beating on him because the Fortress of Solitude's up in the Arctic. Right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
And you get months and months and months and months and months of sunlight. So he just used them as a solar battery and essentially just brought him back to life. So, but
let's just charge this person back up.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what happened. But that's the comic book that got me, right? That's the comic book that got me. So I know I probably went on a little too long about that.
I don't think so.
But yeah, that's the comic book that got me. Since then, I really haven't read too many comic books. You know what I mean? So
I do know what you mean. Actually, I've been meaning to read up more on it's not necessarily a comic, but it is manga. And that's basically like a Japanese comic.
It's a comic, right? It's a comic.
Yeah,
it's a graphic novel.
It's like a branch. But you read it backwards.
Yeah, my wife does that. She reads manga all the time, or manga, or whatever you want to call it. And so yeah, I bought her a few of the books, and she's read. You read them backwards, right? From the back to the front.
Yeah,
or what we would call the back.
Yeah, and like you can't like open up to a page and start reading it left to right. Like you have to start reading it right to left, which is really weird to figure out.
Mm-hmm. So what about this manga that you read?
Well, it is called Pokemon Adventures.
Ooh, why am I not surprised it's about Pokemon?
Well, yeah.
Not surprised it's about Pokemon.
No, you shouldn't be. No, it's not the first manga I've ever read. The first manga I read, I think, was like Naruto.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, that was like grade 7, grade 8. That was years ago. But like a couple years back, my mom got me the Pokemon Adventures manga series, like the first box set. Because like I'm huge into Pokemon. I love Pokemon. It's my thing. It's my character arc.
Wow. I would never have known.
I know.
Just like me in Mortal Kombat. You have never known that I would like Mortal Kombat.
No, you would have no idea.
No,
I would have never guessed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I heard that you found those movies one day and wanted to talk a little bit about them because people needed to know why they weren't the best, and you did a lot of research into it. None of it was from memory.
No, none of it was from memory.
Absolutely none of it. This is sarcasm.
Mm-hmm.
So there's apparently like a lot. Like I didn't know how much there was to this manga. There's Pokemon Adventures, Red, Green, and Blue, and there's Yellow, and there's Gold, Silver, Crystal, then Ruby, Sapphire, and this kind of follows like which games came out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it actually follows it. That could be a lie. When did this come out? There was a date. 1997. I'm on the Wikipedia right now.
Okay.
I don't have all these sets. I think I have Ruby and Sapphire. I might. That could be a lie. Like it goes from like, Red, Green, and Blue to Sword and Shield, which is the latest Pokemon game, Sword and Shield.
Okay.
But they have a whole thing for it. And they basically take the main character that you play as,
mm-hmm.
and they give them a story. Like there's actually like a storyline with them. So in the first issue, you see Red just doing his thing, doing his Pokemon thing, and he has a Poliwag instead of what would normally be your starter of Bulbasaur, Squirtle, or Charmander.
Okay.
So immediately he's different, and he sees like a bunch of kids trying to catch. I think it's a Nidoran or Nidorino. I can't completely tell. I have the book right in front of me, but he catches it for the kids, and all the kids are like, "Whoa, that's amazing!" And now he has a new pal. It's just him going through, and it gives like a whole different thing to Pokemon.
And that's normally, that's what this manga's about.
Yeah. It just gives a different look into Pokemon, basically, than the games and the anime. I thought it was, a fun one. I enjoy it, at least.
Again, you can probably tell, people who are listening, you probably can tell that we're not comic book people.
We really aren't.
We really aren't comic book people. I will have another episode about comic books and whatnot when Adam is on and when Aaron is here, because they're more into that kind of stuff than I am. But
I'm more of like a video game nerd, and even then it's like 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, me too. See, once again, I should relinquish my nerd card, because the only thing that I'm really nerd for is like 1980s toys and shows and movies and stuff. But we've done enough of that for now. We'll likely talk more about that kind of stuff, and then
I guarantee
in the near future. But we've done enough for that, because again, I'm sitting here in my office right now with Power Ranger stuff in front of me, and I have Captain Planet toys and Silverhawks and Ninja Turtles, and
man, I got like some Doctor Who toys, but like
you have some Doctor Who toys?
Yeah, I got like a little Dalek, a Cyberman, K9.
You got a little TARDIS?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Nice.
I have like the blue one that you flip a switch and then like goes on. Then I have
the silver
bobblehead.
You have the blue TARDIS?
Yeah.
Is there any other color of TARDIS that we have?
Well, there's another, like there's a bobblehead TARDIS, or just like a TARDIS on like a little stand, but it's silver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's supposed to be like a desk thing or a car thing, but
what can you do? What can you do?
I also have a Doctor Who Yahtzee set.
Oh man, I don't have anything Doctor Who anymore. I have
really?
Sorry, that's a lie. I have books around here somewhere. Like I have books.
Oh yeah, I got books
around here somewhere, but I actually got rid of the sonic screwdrivers that I had. Yeah, I sold them. I know, but I needed to get rid of some things, and I completely forgot. I should have put them on the Facebook page, but
Kev.
What? Oh, you have it. Nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Where'd you get it?
Oh Christ, I don't remember. It may have been. It's been a long time, dude.
Yeah.
I've had this for years.
Oh, I was gonna say that if you got it at Vintage in the last 6-7 months, that's probably mine.
Oh no, I definitely didn't get it at Vintage. This was years ago. Like actually like grade 7-8 times. for me. So I was like 12, 13. That's when I got this.
Wow.
Yeah. Then a couple years later, I got the 10th sonic screwdriver.
Oh, for Dr. 10.
Yeah, Dr. 10.
Nice.
The one I have here is 11th.
Oh, which one? That was the one that pops out.
Yeah. Here's a quick audio sound effect.
Yeah, that one. The one that pops out.
I don't know how that looks on the audio wave, but probably not.
It just
great.
pops out. You play the sound
with the sonic whirring.
The sonic sound. Yeah. There you go. See.
Yeah, this actually has 4 different sounds.
Actually, it does it?
Yeah. So like there's that higher pitched one, there's a slightly lower pitched.
Mm-hmm.
You can count it as 1 or 2.
Ooh, okay.
Hit the button. And then let's see if I can do it. I need to.
There you go.
And then there's like another weird glitchy one.
Mm-hmm. Jeez.
Yeah. I accidentally found those as a kid.
Huh.
Yeah, just came across it when pushing the button too much.
Okay, so I have another topic that we're going to talk about.
Ooh, let's do it.
I have another topic I want to talk about because I just finished doing something before we started recording.
Ooh,
that I don't normally do. Oh, I actually haven't done before. I've done it, but I haven't done it.
This is very ominous.
I know. I'm a singer.
Ooh,
right. I'm a singer. I perform. I used to be a barbershop singer. I used to do barbershop quartets and the whole 9 yards. But I'm a singer and I do a cappella. Right? A cappella. And for people who don't know what a cappella is,
it's a wonderful thing.
I'm surprised you don't, but if you don't, means singing with no musical accompaniment. No instrumental.
As like an example, if you wanna hear like an a cappella, check out the YouTube channel Smooth McGroove. There's a lot of cool stuff.
Smooth McGroove.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check that.
MC that Groove. Yeah.
I'm gonna check that out right now.
There's a lot of nerd a cappella songs.
Really?
Like he did like the Team Rocket thing from Pokemon.
Okay. Okay, I've seen this guy.
Yeah.
I've seen this guy. Like I'm
got like a super long beard, and every now and then you'll see his cat.
Yeah. I'm looking at this thing. He's done the Mario Kart battle theme, Yoshi's Island, World
He did
Map.
Mega Man a while ago.
Yeah. Okay, so that's like a sample of what it is. But earlier today, see, I have an a cappella group, on and off a cappella group. We call ourselves White Oak Drive.
That's a really cool name.
Well, thank you.
I like it.
Thank you. White Oak Drive. We call ourselves that because 2 of our members, who are husband and wife, live on White Oak Drive. We have a street in Sault Ste. Marie called White Oak Drive.
Oh, that's clever.
So 2 of our members, we're a 4-member group. So 2 of our members live on White Oak Drive, and that's where we normally would rehearse if this stuff if we were allowed to do that right now.
If the beer wasn't everywhere.
If the beer wasn't everywhere, we would be rehearsing.
Shoes all sticky and gross.
That's right. And suds all over the place. Yeah. And so we would be there. So that's why we called ourselves White Oak Drive. Right?
Hell yeah.
So we haven't been able to sing together in quite some time, and we really never had an opportunity to sing, right? Because it would always be something would happen. Our bass, Jesse, he works at the steel plant. He works on the trains and things like that at the steel plant. So
sorry for him.
Yeah. His schedule's all over the place. His wife is a teacher. And then our other member, Jocelyn. She's a public health nurse.
Oh God, it gets worse.
I know. With all this stuff going on, she's a public health nurse, so she's right up the front. She's a frontline worker, and so we never really have a chance to meet, right? Even though we could, because the whole, we could because we're less than what is allowed.
Less than 5.
Right. So we could, but we don't because we have kids and we have that kind of stuff. But
right.
So what we're doing is we're still going to put out a song. We're putting out a song. I don't know when. But we're putting out a song. 3 out of the 4 parts have been recorded. I just finished doing mine probably about an hour ago.
Oh, that's what you were doing? That's why your microphone was all...
That's why my microphone was all messed up, because earlier I couldn't figure out what my microphone was doing. But Mr. Will, he fixed it. But I had to rearrange my microphone stuff in order for me to get the proper recording area, that kind of stuff for the song. So I recorded my part, because that's what a cappella is. It's different parts, right?
Right.
So we have tenor 1, tenor 2, then we have baritone, and then we have bass. Right? So tenor 1 is the very top one, normally the lead, right? Normally the one that sings the melody of the song. Normally,
what about do you have any altos or sopranos?
Well, yeah, that's what. See, the 4 of us, we have such big vocal range, right? Like I am what's called a countertenor.
Ooh,
a countertenor is a guy.
A tenor that counts.
A tenor that counts. Yeah, I do that a lot.
Just like the count?
For my job, I actually count quite a bit.
That's true.
I do. But no, I'm what's called a countertenor. I have a 4.5 octave range.
Ooh.
Right. So I can sing the soprano. I can sing down to bass, depending upon how low the bass goes. And I can go above soprano when I'm properly warmed up. But that's not what it is. But yeah, we have soprano, we have alto, we have tenor, we have bass. So that's what I was recording.
Really cool.
I was recording my baritone part to True Colors. The song True Colors by Cindy Lauper. But this is a version done by a Canadian a cappella group called Cadence. So that's what we were doing, that version of True Colors. So when that version comes out, I'll pop it all over the podcast. I'll tell you all about it. But that's what we're doing. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
We can have like a mid-roll break of like a preview song.
No, we couldn't put it on.
No?
No, because copyrights and all that sort of stuff. But
can't make a deal with the people with the acapelling.
No, but I'll certainly post it to the Discord, and we'll put it all over social media and whatnot as much as we can.
Hell yeah.
But we're also going to make one of those videos. Same thing like Smooth McGroove.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you exactly how he does it. Right? He records all the parts.
He just records all the different parts and then sticks them together.
Yeah, he records all the parts separately and then makes one master track.
Yeah.
And then records himself lip syncing to said master track.
Yeah.
And then he just pieces it all together. So that's exactly what's happening right now. So now that I've recorded my baritone part, the bass, Jesse, is going to record his part over top of the 3 of us. So I recorded my part separately as a solo, and then I recorded my part again as a mix of the other 2. Of the tenor 1. So right now we have tenor 1, tenor 2, and then we have baritone mixed into one. But it's going to be done professionally. Well, it'll be done by us at first. But if we don't like what we hear, we're likely going to have it done professionally.
Okay.
And then Jesse's going to go and sing his part to our mix. Going to record a solo part, but then he's going to sing it to our mix. And then we're going to mix it together. It's going to make it sound all nice. and then I will record a video of me singing my part, and then they'll record them singing their part. And because I'm the video guy, they're all going to give me their files, and then I'm going to edit the video together. And then we're going to release a video of True Colors, our version of True Colors by Cadence.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
I'm hoping so.
And the vocal booth that you had too? Man, pristine.
Yeah. Well, I don't like the sound of my own voice, right? I can't stand...
I think that's a thing with everyone.
Yeah, I can't stand the sound of my own voice. So whenever I hear my own voice back, I didn't listen to all the takes I did. I did like 20-something takes of my baritone, right? Baritone part. 20-something takes.
That's a lot of takes.
It is. Like the first 17, I'd have my mic on my desk like I have right now, but I didn't realize how sensitive my mic is.
Yeah, microphones can often surprise you, actually.
Yesterday, my brother was home, and when I'm in my office, there's like a bathroom in between us and him. So I figured that there would be enough, and my door is shut, and my overhead fan is off, and my lights are off, and I figured there'd be no background noise here. But when I was recording, I didn't hear that my microphone, which is right here in front of me, which is facing the wall, was hearing our living room fan. So underneath, there was a type sound, and I didn't hear it. But when I sent off my recording to the group, I was told that there was a underlying whir sound. And so when
microphones, man, they pick up the weirdest thing. A lot of times, they pick up a lot of stuff we can't notice right off the bat. Yeah, they do. So I had to do it again. But to improve my little sound booth, a friend of mine who is a cappella producer, who's a music producer, who's done a few albums on his own with his a cappella group down in Toronto, gave me a tip. So I went and I got the biggest, thickest wool blanket I could find in my apartment, put it over my head, put it behind my laptop in front of me with my mic. So just picture me with this big wool blanket over my head and put behind my laptop. So all it is my laptop, my mic, and me under this blanket. And that's what I'm recording. So just to block everything out. Just chilling under a blanket, as you do.
And it worked.
Yeah. No, blankets, it's incredible, like how something as simple as a blanket can solve your solution just like that.
You know, and I turned the living room fan off, and I turned all the lights off, and I turned all the electronics that can be turned off. I turned them all off. And so there's no outside sound at all. I even picked up the mic from the desk.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Right? I picked up the mic from the desk. And so I picked up the mic and I sung into it, and I did like 17 takes the first time, and then I just bumped it up. I did like 5 or 6 takes after that. And yeah. So that's what and plus I'm going out tonight and things like that. So that's why another reason why we're recording so early.
Mm-hmm. See, I have like a whole arm stand for my microphone. So like any movement on the desk kind of just gets lost within that. Unless something hits the wire, and then there's like a bit of
look at how professional you are.
Yeah, man, I take audio seriously.
So professional.
See, you as you were talking about the blanket, I went ahead and put the blanket over me and my microphone because someone started mowing the lawn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll pick up. It might.
I would have never known because I didn't hear it.
I also have a fan going. Like it's not even 5 feet away. It is again like in arm's reach.
I can't hear it.
Yeah, it's the joys of having a directional microphone.
Well, I'm hoping that you know, apparently according to my other members of the group, that it sounds good, that it that there's no whirring sound or anything like that. And then, you know, now the last part needs to be, we all share a mic, right? Like they're borrowing my mic. So
I hope it's getting cleaned.
No, it's not. We all spit all over it and then we lick it afterwards. Yeah.
Oh.
That's what we do. That's what we do in White Oak Drive. That's what we do. We lick
like
things.
A mandatory thing to
it is,
do that?
It is. In order for you to be an a cappella singer, the first thing you have to do is lick your microphone.
Well, I just moved my arm stand. You may have heard that.
I did. You have to lick a microphone.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm sorry. Then you can't be an a cappella singer.
Can I clean it first?
You can clean it, but then you got to lick it.
Okay, well, if it's being cleaned...
Yeah, well, by your tongue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't you love the way this episode's like just going off the rails?
Oh, I love it. It's great.
You're like shooting the shit about everything.
It's incredible. I'm going to take this blanket off now.
Is it getting really warm?
It is insanely warm without a blanket.
Oh, man.
I have just been wrapped up in a blanket this whole episode.
Have you?
Yeah, I got home from helping my grandfather load up the truck for our trip and got into my pajamas again, and I'm just curled up in my blanket.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, again, after this, I'm going out. So I'm just going to go.
Yeah, what you going to do?
I'm just going for a walk. Going for a walk. You know, sometimes when I go for a walk, like earlier today, I did groceries. When I got groceries. And sometimes when I go for a walk, I just, put my headphones on, put my music on, and just go. I live out where, right around where Sir James Dunn used to be. So I live in the east end of the city.
Right.
And
the complete opposite end of me.
I've been known to walk down to where you are.
Oh.
One day I went for a walk. I had a lot of thinking I needed to do. And I ended up at the Timmy's down by you.
Seriously?
Seriously. I put my headphones on and I put my head down and I only looked up and I focused on the music. I only looked up when I had to cross the street. So, I don't get hit by a car or anything like that again, because I've done that a couple times.
Yeah, I've been there.
And so I put my head up so I crossed the street. But other than that, I just put my head down, listened to the music, and I let my brain figure out what it needed to figure out. And by the time I looked up to figure out where I was right by the Timmy's by the Market Mall.
Jesus.
Yeah, I just walked. I just went and went. Now that's a big walk.
Oh, that must have been like at least 3 hours.
Yeah. And then I walked all the way back.
Oh, Lord.
So that's what I've been known. So when I say I'm going out tonight, I'm just going to go for a walk. I'm going to see what happens.
Just going to see what happens? Magic?
Yeah. Just see what happens. See where I end up. I might end up, in Echo Bay or something like that. But
I think you'll realize that if you're leaving the city, if you are exiting city limits, I think you'll realize that.
I don't know, man. I didn't realize
something will click and you'll realize this isn't a city anymore.
Didn't realize that I walked over 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers.
I mean, that's also true.
Didn't realize it. I might end up by the airport. I have no idea.
You'll also realize a lot sooner than you think that, wait, this isn't city.
Well, you'd be surprised. I'll probably just stop when the sidewalk stops.
That's how you'll realize.
That's how I realize.
That's how it's going to happen. Like, there's no sidewalk here. And then you look up. That's not city.
And I'm in the middle of a field somewhere.
Yeah. You're in Ohio.
I'm in Ohio. Like, what the hell?
What just happened? You give me a call. Hey, Will. Something happened.
I'm in Ohio. What the hell?
Kevin, I can see Utah.
How did you get to Ohio? I walked here. Yeah.
No one knows how you got past like the border.
No one. No, I just walked. Just walked through the border.
Yeah. You walk through it and the guards are like, well, I guess he'll walk 500 miles and maybe 500 more.
500 more, And that's right. That's right.
Oh, Lord.
But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm just going for a walk, see what happens, see where my feet take me. And then probably come home, watch a movie.
I was considering it. I was considering going for a walk. I don't think I will.
I don't do a lot of cardio. I lift weights, right? I lift heavy things and I put them down. My body isn't made for running or jogging or
if I run, I will die immediately.
Yeah. So like my body,
not even exaggerating, I'll just die.
Just pass out. Just die.
Yeah, no, but death
will occur. But so my body's not made for running. My body's not made for jogging or calisthenics and shit like that. But I have to do some cardio, keep the heart rate up.
Everyone's got to do cardio.
I just walk and I just do a lot of my cardio comes from lifting weights and things like that. And last year, was it last year? I think it was last year. Yeah, it was last year. I did a truck pull.
Yes,
that was fun.
Last year, that was really cool.
Yeah, last year I did a truck pull where the first time in my life I literally pulled a several ton truck.
I can confirm this, by the way. This is a thing that happened. I was there.
Yeah. And I was
helping one of the reporters.
Yeah, I pulled a several ton truck. I pulled it with my rope and my bare hands. It
was in neutral. Like, it wasn't in park. It was in neutral.
If I was pulling a parked truck with its brakes on, across the pavement, I just outed myself as Superman.
Yeah. Well,
I
not have said anything?
I can't do that. Shh, don't.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. No. No, like you pulled a straight up truck.
I did several times, a few times actually.
Yeah, was it like 3?
3 times. I pulled it 3 times.
Yeah. I want to see if I can find it.
Oh, please don't pull that up. Please don't pull that.
Do you not want that video out there?
It's out there. I don't think it's on YouTube. I didn't.
Apparently, there is like a fire truck pull in Sumish.
Oh, there's lots of that. There's lots of you put truck Sault Ste. Marie. There's a lot. I just did it for myself, right? But
you had some. Who is that person that you were there for?
Who was that person I was there for?
Yeah, someone was like you're cheering a dude on.
Oh, that was my friend's son.
Yes, that's right.
That was my friend's son. 15 years old. 15 years old. The guy's like 6 foot something. Big man. Big kid. And he did it too.
So real quick, a ton is that what is that? 1,000 pounds?
A little over 1,000 pounds, around 1,000 pounds. But
I think trucks were like 8,000 pounds.
Yeah, I think it was like an 8-ton or 10-ton truck. I have no idea.
Oh, I have the article open.
Oh, okay.
I found it. There's no video.
Thank God.
You didn't like it?
I did the worst sports interview I've ever. Yeah, I just wanted to, pull it because I wanted to, do it for the win, and I just put my mind to it, and I put my head down, and I went on, and I
wanted to pull a truck, so I did.
Wanted to pull a truck, go team. I did it for the team, and my coaches were there and they helped. It was the worst sports interview ever.
You were not prepared,
and I was not prepared, but it was yeah. But yeah, so I did that.
You know what's really good though?
The
way it's all written, it makes it sound like you were totally prepared.
I know Megan did such a great job.
She did.
She did such a great job with that interview. She did a fantastic job with that interview. She no longer works for the company that I work for.
This is true. This is very true.
She no longer works for the company, but she did a great job. You can go ahead and tag her. You can tell her about this. We mentioned her out. Way to go, Megan Pounder.
Yeah, calling you out, Megan.
Megan.
When are we getting coffee?
Yeah. I try to talk to her, but she doesn't want to talk to me anymore because she works for the bad guys now.
The bad guys?
No, they're not bad guys. No, not at all. But she does work for the competition.
One of the like 2.
One of the 2. That's right.
Yeah.
And you work for the other one.
I don't work at what? No.
I don't know who the other one is. Who you said there's 2 competitions for us. Who's the other one?
Wasn't Isn't Sioux Star? Doesn't that exist?
Oh, Sioux Star's a newspaper, dude.
Yeah, it's still like news media.
It's a newspaper.
Which is a form of media.
Yes, but it's not what we do. We're an online news TV. We're an online news station.
News media.
Okay, we won't get into that.
This is just a whole semantic thing at this point.
I know. Hashtag deep.
Oh Lord. Hashtag deep.
Yeah, but
today's episode is sponsored by Hashtag Deep.
Do you know what? That's the name of today's episode.
Hashtag Deep.
Hashtag deep.
Can we say it enough?
We can. Hashtag deep.
Hashtag deep.
And that's the hashtag that we have to put it there.
I don't know if we said this at the beginning, but we are true to the name.
We are.
I don't think that was mentioned. We are true to the name, and we're not joshing you when we say there is nobody here named Josh.
That's right. Well, I did say that. I said that in my opening. That we're true to the name, that there's no
remember.
Josh.
I didn't remember.
Yeah, I said that in my opening. I always say that in my opening. I have the opening written down. I don't do the opening by heart. I haven't.
That's how I did it when I was doing it.
Down. I have it written down right here in front of me.
When I tried it last week, when it cut out a bunch, like it was all like, okay, here's the rough idea of what it is, and then I just kind of went off.
But I have it written down here in front of me, which I think you should do. You should write it down.
I could do that. I could do that.
I should send you the file so that way you can have it in front of you.
Right? No, I'm pretty good at remembering like intros and extras.
Are you?
Yeah. It's just doing live streams and YouTube videos. It just happens. You just remember it. You find one thing and you stick with it. You get consistent.
Not me. I got to write it down in order for me to remember. I'd fuck it up.
I guarantee one day you'll be able to not read off of a notepad document.
Maybe, but I'm lazy, and it's here, and it's in front of me, and it's on my computer, and it's constantly open. Because I don't really use my computer for too much other than my voiceover work.
Yeah, that's fair.
This podcast and now recording music. So
I use my computer for living, basically.
When I'm here at home, I'm normally not on my computer except for when I have to do those things. And my computer sits here on, plugged in, charged with my microphone in front of it all the time.
Man, a lot of computer people, such as myself, are very angry at that statement.
Yeah, I know. I don't do a lot of computers. Like going back to my buddy Adam, Adam's a computer gamer. Right? He plays a lot of his games on the computer. He plays the same games I play, but except on the computer. Like he plays.
I do a lot of like Pokemon games, but emulated.
He plays GTA 5.
Yeah, I've done GTA,
but he plays it on the computer while I play it. I play it on my PS4.
I mean, it's a little bit easier to do things on the computer. There's a little bit like you can have better reaction time and like quicker responses.
I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. No.
Well, I mean, given like if both a PC player and a PS4 player were to have the exact same amount of time to get good at one game, I like obviously it takes like a lot of skill to get used to the controller, remember all the buttons on that, and figure out the sensitivity that you need to do and get all the settings. But the PC player, it's a mouse and a keyboard, and there's no joystick, so you're not limited by that. You can like super quick, like zoom, and now I'm across the screen, and I pressed a button, and there was a loud noise, and now I can't see anything.
So, but I have to we'll go into this topic before we end the podcast. This is legitimately going to be a short one this time. We're a little over an hour.
Oh yeah, I guess we are.
Yeah, a little over an hour. So I figured if we want to go into PC versus console, let's go into PC versus console for a little bit. This will be our what are your thoughts on? We'll end this podcast, this completely off the rails podcast talking about anything with our segment of what are your thoughts on?
Yeah, so what are your thoughts on PC versus console then, Kev?
Oh, okay. I'm so happy you mentioned that.
I know, totally natural segue.
That was a very good. It's not like we planned it or anything.
Oh God, no.
No, because we didn't.
I never actually plan any of those.
We never do. I've done both.
Same.
I've played games on PC and I played games on console. But I prefer console over PC. Why? Because it was easier for me to get my hands on. That was the first thing. That was the first thing that I got. Like, I got a Nintendo console before I got a computer.
I can relate to that one. I got like a Game Boy Advance SP before I got a computer.
So like, I was alive back when the original Nintendo came out in the early 1980s, and my mom and dad got me a Nintendo console, and I played Mario and Duck Hunt because that was the only game that I had.
Hell yeah!
With the little light ray gun or whatever and the little controller. So I played those games like you wouldn't believe. So that's what started me on my console thing. But then I would play, just like we talked about earlier, I played Quake, a shooting game on a PC.
Have you heard of the Dendy?
Dendy? No.
The Dendy. It's for whatever reason Nintendo didn't release the Nintendo to like the Russia sort of area.
Mm-hmm.
So they came out with like their own version of it, which is called the Dendy. Yeah. So it was, like people would like figure out how to get like the ROM from one game and like put it into like a Dendy cartridge. And
okay.
Yeah.
So it was like an emulator.
Kind of.
Before
an actual console. There were like actual Dendy games that existed, but
I can understand that. But because they didn't release the Nintendo, like Japan never released the Nintendo stuff.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened with it. I think that's why the Dendy happened.
Well, because the Nintendo console originally in Japan was called a Famicom, right? So it was only called Nintendo over here in North America. Well,
right.
Okay, sorry. The company is called Nintendo.
Right.
The console over in Japan was called the Famicom. Family computer. Famicom.
Right. Sorry, I'm listening. I'm just trying to pull up something here.
Over here in North America, the company just named the console after itself. So the company over here, Nintendo of America, and the console is called a Nintendo.
Well, it's the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Nintendo Entertainment System, yeah. The Nintendo
NES.
is called the Nintendo, the NES.
And then there is the Super NES.
Yeah, which over in Japan was called the Super Famicom.
That's interesting. No, they didn't get one of those. So they had a Dendy. As far as I know, like as far as I can remember from a video. So I watch this YouTube channel called Game Grumps, and
I've watched
a while ago. Yeah, they're pretty good. Danny and Aaron, they're great with what they do. So a while ago they did Dendy games, like last year, pretty well. And there was one game that wouldn't work no matter what they tried. And then they accidentally found a bit of gaming history.
Mm-hmm.
I'll drop that link in the Discord.
Oh, nice. Okay. Dendy, I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah. Like 100%, if you have time, if you have like a spare 15 minutes, check out that video. I'm sure it'll go up on the socials. Like it goes, if it's not up on the socials, just Google like Game Grumps Dendy.
Adam will put it up. Adam or me, I'll put it up somewhere, or Adam will.
Okay. But like the whole thing, like it's this whole story, this whole adventure of figuring out what's on this cartridge and what the game is and they're trying to figure out like how to get it working.
Mm-hmm.
It was really interesting.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. I like having the history of gaming.
Like they straight up like discovered history with this.
So let's go. Let's just finish this up. We can go with your opinion, but
let's jump back to
My opinion is console, because I find it easier. I find that I don't have to. I guess nowadays, you kind of have to do that now, because it took forever for the addition to Mortal Kombat 11 to download onto my PlayStation.
Oh yeah,
so it took forever to do that, and it only was 3 hours of additional stuff plus it was 3 hours of additional story. Well, mind you, it was 3 hours of additional story. It was new backgrounds, friendships and stage fatalities, plus 3 new characters. So it was a pretty big bundle, but it took 3 hours to do that.
Yeah.
But
that makes more sense.
I talked to Adam, and when he was installing GTA 5, he was installing this game, and it took him like 3 days.
On his computer?
On his computer.
Okay, now, his internet must have sucked.
Internet must have sucked. It had to have been, but it took
yeah.
Took like overnight, like 3 days, 2 days, you know what I mean, to download this game onto the computer. And I'm like, why is it taking so long? Now,
yeah, his internet must just have been really shitty.
Yeah, it must have been the internet. But yeah, man, like I don't know. Like, I'm sitting here in front of my laptop, and I don't even have a mouse. I did have a mouse, but it got lost somewhere. And it was one of those Bluetooth mice, whatever. And it got lost somewhere. And I just can't picture myself playing a video game. I did on this laptop. I have Doom,
like the original
Doom.
And yeah!
And I have Quake.
Well, you can play like Doom on anything, though.
Like I have Doom and I have Quake on this laptop, and I have played Quake on this laptop in the last year. So what?
It's a very long time frame.
Yeah, I know. In the last year, I have played Quake on this laptop, but my opinion is console. It will always be console. I've always had a console, and I haven't always had a computer. So I've owned every Nintendo console ever made that I could get here.
You told me about that. Yeah,
every Nintendo console that I could get my hands on. All the most well known. I've had a Game and Watch, Nintendo Game and Watch,
Mr. Game and Watch.
So I've had that. I've had the Virtual Boy and every form of Game Boy ever made, and the Nintendo, and I've even tried the Famicom and the Super Famicom and things like that. But that's my opinion. It's console.
Okay. Well, first off, when I got GTA on the PC, it did not take 3 days. It took maybe like a couple hours, maybe 3.
It might have been that long, but it seemed that long. He would send me pictures of it uploading, and it felt like it spanned over 3 days to download this on his computer. Now, mind you, Adam's in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, Southern Ontario. You know what I mean?
You know what? Yeah, it's an internet thing then. So if you were to get something on the console, it would take probably just as long.
Maybe.
I did grow up more with like Nintendo handheld consoles and the GameCube and Wii.
I love those ones.
Oh, GameCube's my favorite. I have an Xbox One, an Xbone. I've played a lot of games on it, but I find myself always going back to PC.
Really?
Yeah. Like I even use the controller for my Xbox with the computer sometimes.
Why is that? Why do you find yourself going back to PC?
Well, like for one of the things is definitely like Discord.
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah, like it is easier to communicate with people while playing a game on the PC. Emulators is another one. I do a lot of like DS and GBA emulation.
Makes sense.
Yep. And I use like my controller for that. And just the games that I have already on the PC, like I'd have to buy them again to move to console, and I have played them on the console before at someone else's house, and it just wasn't as fun. It was a bit more tedious than it really should have had to be.
I think the controllers on a PlayStation, or maybe the older games like the Nintendo 64 controller, because that thing was a monstrous beast.
No one knows what the deal with that was.
And the GameCube controller with like a zillion buttons.
That was my favorite thing ever. Okay,
and you know what I mean. And maybe I understand that. Okay, but the PlayStation controller is simple, and the Xbox controller is simple, and I don't understand why people.
Pull up an image of a GameCube controller and then pull up an image of a PlayStation or Xbox controller. They have the same amount of buttons.
I know they have the same amount of buttons, but the PlayStation controller is easier to hold.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? It's easier to manipulate.
Yeah. I guess really like a lot of games I play, like you move around with one of the joysticks, and like it just moving a mouse is easier. For me, like PC, it is easier to do things. It is easier to perform quick tasks, or on a console, like just turning around can sometimes just it takes like a half a second longer, and that is noticeable for me.
On the console?
Yeah.
Well, that's because that's what you're used to, I guess, right?
Well, I've done both. There was like a long stretch of time where I would play Overwatch on the Xbox, and like I played Overwatch on the computer. I don't have it on the computer myself, but I played it at a buddy's house, and like just turning around, it was so much more. Like it was so much quicker. I didn't know what to do. Like it was amazing, and then I got play the game immediately.
Well, I have to admit that the computer would be a more powerful thing than a console. Right, and I bet you the graphics would be better, and I guess the sound would be better. Overall, I will admit that playing the same game on the console and the PC are two totally different things.
100%. It's two completely different experiences.
Yeah.
Sound is a weird one, because like headphones you get with consoles, they're colored a very specific way. Like the frequencies that it outputs in the headphones, they're different than what it's actually doing in the console.
Again, like I can understand that the PC might be brighter, PC might be faster because of the faster gear you can get. Because you could update your PC to move faster, and you can put better boards in it.
And you swap out, like I can add like a few more RAM chips or better RAM chips in this thing, and that's something I've been meaning to do for a little bit.
And you can do that to a console too. But
yeah,
it's easier to do for a PC than it is a console, because I can go to my PlayStation 4 and just add a hard drive on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I could take it apart and put more things in it, but that's not the thing that I do. So I'm stuck with the amount of memory that I have. I'm stuck with the amount of ROM or RAM or whatever you want to call it, memory.
It would be RAM,
hard drive space, and I'm stuck with that. But at a PC, you're not stuck.
Do you have an extra USB plug? Because you can put like an external hard drive there.
Oh yeah, I know. I could do that if I wanted to, but I just don't. I just don't, because it's just what I got. Am I going to buy a PlayStation 5? Absolutely, I will. I'll buy a PlayStation 5 before I buy another laptop.
I mean, if your laptop works,
unless this laptop goes kaput on me.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing with consoles, is you have to constantly get the new one to get the new games on them.
Yeah, but they're fixing that with backwards compatibility.
Well, no, like you can't play a PS5 game on a PS3.
No, but you can play a PS3 game on a PS5.
Yeah, so like that's what I mean. You have to constantly update your and buy a new console to play the new games that come out.
Yeah, that's true. You do, but yeah, exactly as you said, you can't play a PS5 game on a PS3, but you can do the opposite way. You can play your PS3 games on your PS5.
backwards compatibility is one of the greatest things, and I'm glad it exists.
It is.
It's like I could just have all my games on a computer though, and that to me it's ease of access, really. I see we're at a standstill. How about we call it here? I don't know who just broke. I don't know if that was me breaking or if that was Kevin breaking, but I don't hear Kevin anymore. I want to send him a text. I don't know what's going on. I'm very frightened. We had ended the argument. Well, the debate. It wasn't an argument. We had ended it, and it was great, and that would have been a beautiful segue. And now there's this long, awkward pause of trying to figure out what's going on. Kevin lost his internet. So, cool. Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone, for listening. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did...
Oh, I'm back.
Oh, hey!
I'm back. I don't know what the hell happened there.
I was just wrapping up.
I don't know what the hell happened there.
That was so weird.
I know.
We had perfectly ended our little debate, and I was like, well, I see we're at a standstill. We both have our opinions, so I guess now we can end it. And then there was nothing.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened. Mr. Adam, I know you're listening, so you're just gonna have to edit that part out, that big black dead air. Oh, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking during it. I had a timer.
I don't know whether you were recording. You were recorded though.
Well, if it was just you, then
I'm not
Craig, but
I'm not sure what happened there.
Okay, well,
I'm not sure.
We'll tell him to check out the last 5 minutes for sure.
Yeah, I guess so. See, this is what happens when we do live stuff, right? This isn't live, but it's pre-recorded. But when this comes out on tomorrow, on Sunday, this comes out on Sunday, he'll probably have this all edited and I'll make it look all nicey, right? So
he'll leave it in.
Or he'll leave it in. Or he'll leave it in. It'll just be this big black.
And it's just me awkwardly talking.
Again, I don't know whether you were recorded or not. Because I'm the one that starts the recording.
I think that's a command thing. I think Craigbot just hops in and records, and whoever starts it could just leave.
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't have
if Aaron were to pop in, he could type the command for the bot to leave.
He could. I think he could if he knew what it was. But
will you type it?
I know I do. It's there.
That's right. You can see. I'm looking at it.
You're looking at it. Well, that's the join command.
Well, no, I'm looking at I scrolled a bit.
You scroll up. You scroll up and you see the leave command.
An inch up.
Yeah, but yeah. So there you go. I like console.
And I like PC.
All right.
And we're still friends for it.
Da 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 da. Yeah. So we're still friends for it. He likes PC. I like console. But do you want to end the show or do you want me to do it?
I can give it a shot.
Okay, give it a shot, man.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening. We hope you enjoyed, and if you did, a rating on whatever platform you use is super duper very much appreciated. You can check us out on the social medias on Twitter and Instagram at There's No Josh, and on Facebook at There's Nobody Here Named Josh Podcast. Am I missing anything?
You're missing not really missing a couple things, but you did pretty good. Pretty good. But you also have to remember that
of course, our magnificent producer, Stump Chunkman.
My name is Kevin.
My name is Will.
This is Will. We're produced by Adam Upper, aka Stump Chunkman, and our logo, even though he tells me I don't have to do this, but I do because it's amazing and he needs a shout out every time. Our logo was created by the amazing Aaron Alessandrini. You can follow us. I'll just repeat what you said. You can follow us on our social media, just like what Will said. There's No Josh on Instagram and Twitter, and There's Nobody Here Named Josh Podcast on Facebook. You can even find us on YouTube under the There's Nobody Here Named Josh Podcast, and you can find this podcast wherever you find your podcast goodness.
Oh, and be sure to if you guys have any ideas for what we can talk about, send us an email.
Absolutely. I know we have. We didn't have any. As a matter of fact, we did have audience participation. We did, but I'm going to save those for when we actually do podcasts about comics.
Our apologies to everyone who sent in stuff to that. I always look forward to the audience participation. It's always a great time to hear what people are interested in.
I'm going to save them for when we actually do the comic one. But yeah, that's it. That's it for the day. And I'm going to go head out on my walk now.
I'm going to watch a video of Mario Party.
You guys, you have a great time, and I'll see you later.
Take care.